Welcome back to another installment of Free Money NFL Week 14 edition. We have some huge games this week and some even bigger opportunities to make some money. So let's get right into it. Take the Titans over the Jaguars. Now, the Titans are coming off a humiliating loss on a national televised game. But my rule of thumb, I always love a well-coached team coming off an embarrassment. Mike Vrabel's Titans fit that description perfectly. They're in a heated race with Indy, and they need wins down the stretch. What are the Jaguars playing for? If anything, they are playing to lose this game. I mean, a win for each team would mean something completely different. A loss benefits the Jaguars more than a win does. I'm not saying they're going to lose on purpose, but Titans are coming in motivated. Jags have nothing to play for. Ryan Tannehill he's kind of been on a heater too. He almost threw for 400 yards last week, and in week 2 against this Jaguars defense, which is not very good against the pass. They just allowed Kirk Cousins to torch him for 3 touchdowns last week. Ryan Tannehill threw for 4 touchdowns and had a passer rating of 145.7 the last time these two teams met in week 2. Titans also have the best running back in football with Derrick Henry. He is the first in NFL in yards. He's first in attempt. He's second in touchdowns, and he's averaging 4.9 a carry. The Titans, they don't turn the ball over usually either. Last week was kind of an outlier. So you have Derrick Henry that's controlling the clock for him late down this game. I think, this Titans offense, they've been quietly explosive all year. Yeah, Ryan Tannehill with Derrick Henry, they rank 3rd in points per game. They rank 5th in total yards, 5th in yards overall, and 5th in yards per play. So they're in the top 5 in 5 major categories right there. That's pretty darn good against a Jaguars defense that leaves a lot to be desired. Now, the number 7.5, I like it better at 7, and if you have the chance to do an alternative line and do it at 7, I think that would be a better play. But still at 7.5, there's a lot of value here, and I think the Titans will cover this one. Take the Bills over the Steelers. Bills are favored by 2.5 points. And the betting market tells you all you need to know about this game. Bettors have quickly turned on the Steelers. They opened up as 3-point favorites. And it has turned all the way down to where they're 2.5-point dogs. And there's a reason for that. We've been saying this all year on the podcast. The Steelers are frauds. They haven't had many tough games. They constantly play down to their competition. And they're facing a white-hot Bills team. The Steelers last week, they struggled to stop a bloody Alex Smith, who was practically playing on one leg, and they blew a 14-point lead. In a game which the Washington was missing their best running back, Antonio Gibson. He was out for the game. So that doesn't bode well for the Steelers as they come in to face the best offense in football right now. Josh Allen is emerging, is one of the best young arms in the NFL. The training wheels have come off. You could see him against the 49ers. He was dealing. He looked like Patrick Mahomes out there. The way he was moving in the pocket, his arm angles in some of them, he's got a big arm. I was wrong on Josh Allen. I thought, last year he looked very limited, but this coaching staff has done a great job with him. He's making the biggest jump out of any quarterback from last year to this year that I have seen. And all you need to do is look at his numbers. He is in the top 5 in 4 categories this season. Passing yards, ranks 5th. Completion percentage, 4th. Pass plus rushing yardage, 5th. Pass and rushing touchdowns, 4th. He's tied for 4th. So, his mobility is going to help him minimize the Steelers' pass rush, which is the one thing they have going for him. And while the Bills' defense isn't great, they're really good situationally. They've come up big in the 4th quarter with some big stops. Well-coached team by Sean McDermott. Hammer the Bills. Bills Mafia, baby. Finally, we're taking a dog this last game. Take Washington over the 49ers. Washington's getting 3 points, and a lot is made about Washington's pass rush this year, and for good reason. They're legit. Last week, they held the Steelers to 21 rushing yards on 14 attempts. They also tackle really well, and they clog up running lanes. What do the 49ers do? They run the ball. That's their one strength. But Washington, last week against the Steelers, they held the Steelers to -7 yards before contact. That means a lot of running backs dancing around in the backfield with nowhere to go, and then they are hitting the backfield, and they're not going anywhere. And most importantly, they pressure the quarterback. They picked up the most total pressures on Ben Roethlisberger than any other team he has played this year, which is significant because Ben Roethlisberger has a very quick release time. They should also have plenty of opportunities to go after Nick Mullins and force some mistakes. Nick Mullins is thrown to throw, some balls and he throws some interceptions. He had a really costly one last week against the Bills in the red zone that kind of hurt their chances. He's prone to do that. This Washington pass rush is going to do it again. On the offensive side, between the two starting quarterbacks, I trust Alex Smith a lot more. He has a much better Pro Football Focus passing grade, and he has thrown a touchdown in 3 straight games. Ron Rivera's got this team ready to compete for the division title. It's a huge game for them. Take the Washington football team. That's all we have for you this week. Sorry there's no fantasy picks. It's coming into the playoff season. Waiver wires have kind of run dry, so hopefully we've helped you up to this point. If you want a free sleeper, I kind of like Christian Kirk this week against the Giants. DeAndre Hopkins, he's going to be taking on the Giants' best cornerback. So, meanwhile, because he always lines up on the left side of the field, meanwhile, Christian Kirk will be on the opposite side, is facing the Giants' weakest corner, so he should have some big play opportunities. So, if you need a sleeper for fantasy, there you have it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and as always, enjoy your football Sunday.